before I say anything, big ups to Ohio State Buckeyes, man. They came to play. They used those past BCS losses as motivation. You could definitely tell. James Laurinaitis and all those seniors. Todd Beckman came in and played a great game. I was making fun of him before the game. Like Alex, the captain who's a bench warmer. He wasn't. He was a factor. He definitely was a factor in the game. And Terrell Pryor, he's going to be real scary in a couple of years. I mean, he's already real good as a freshman. When he gets that head knowledge of as a veteran coming along and with those physical attributes, Ohio State's going to be very, very dangerous in the coming years. And, I thought it was going to be a pretty easy win for Texas, and it wasn't. It came down to a 2-minute drive at the end for Texas to win. But you know what? We got it done. Texas got the job done. First half was Ohio State's game. Beanie Wells tore us up. We have a young secondary, as I talked about, and we have a very good run-stopping front four and linebackers. But once he got to that second level, it was a crapshoot whether or not our young secondary is going to take him down. I mean, Earl Thomas and Blake Gideon are not the biggest guys in the world, and I mean it took everything they had just to bring Beanie down. And it was their kind of game. What Ohio State wanted to do, and they executed, especially in the first half, was keep the ball away from Texas and run the clock down. I mean, that was a very fast first half because they kept holding on to the ball. They kept dominating on the ground, but we kept holding them to field goals. And on offense, really, the Ohio State defense is great, but when I watched it, it looked like we were just out of sync. Like, and you know what? That's a credit to Ohio State for not letting us get into that kind of rhythm. But we would just shoot ourselves in the foot all the time, and Ohio State capitalized. And that last with like a minute left on the clock, we went down the field, that entire length of the field, and I don't know where that throw came from, Colt. I hadn't seen a throw like that since last year. But through the pick there, and Ohio State capitalized and took into a 3-point lead into the halftime. Third quarter, we got it going on. Third quarter is when our offense started looking like the Texas offense that I've been wanting to see. And I talked about that groove that we hit. And that's when we hit that groove where it seemed like no one could stop us. But they did. We got 2 touchdowns. It was 17-6. And Ohio State said, no, we're going to stop this. And they continued to play methodical and work the ball and get us off the field on offense. But we got it done. They scored with 2 minutes and 5 seconds. And I don't know if our strategy. I was wanting them to score at that point. I was wanting Ohio State to get the touchdown because they only needed a field goal. If we kept stopping them, that clock keeps going down, down, and down. And if they kick the field goal, we don't have much time left. So I don't know if we let them score or, it was just a great run by Ohio State. Whatever happened, it worked for our favor because it left 2 minutes plus on the clock. And that's all Colt needed. And who I'm the most proud of and the guy I think is a player of the game for us is Quan Cosby. I know Colt McCoy got Offensive Player of the Game, and he had the numbers to prove that. But it was Quan's last game as a Longhorn. He's been one of the best Longhorns we've had, and he was so clutch all game. And for him, I was talking to my buddy and everyone I was watching the game with. I said, I'm glad it was Quan that scored that winning touchdown. He's been so great for this program. He's been a senior leader, and not just as a school title, but as an older guy on the team who's got a family, who has the maturity, and really helping to lead this team. And I'm really glad he was the one that got the winning touchdown. So that's it. Texas wins 24-21, wins the Fiesta Bowl. So many people are going to say that's not enough to, catapult us to a split national title. I don't even care. And even if we had beat them by 30, we still wouldn't have gotten a split national title. It's not going to happen. And I'll talk about all that BCS stuff after the game. I'm gonna try to enjoy this, enjoy what we got to have, which was a great Fiesta Bowl, and not trying to ruin a great game with we didn't get style points. Ohio State is a good team. They did not have the greatest season, but they came to play against Texas, and they gave us their best shot. I don't know if we gave them our best shot, but we gave them enough. So props to all Ohio State Buckeyes fans. You got a senior class who has been very successful. They hadn't been able to win the big game, but last night was probably one of their best efforts that I've seen them play. And my hat's off to them. So Texas, we capped off one of our best seasons with an awesome game in a BCS game, and we won it 24-21. Texas Fiesta Bowl champions, and we got the national championship coming up Thursday. I will say this, that with every BCS bowl game, that national title game seems to shrink in comparison with the way USC won, with Utah especially beating Bama, and then now with Texas winning. I'll talk about that after the game more than likely. But it's no fault to the teams. It's all about the system. No shot at Florida or Oklahoma. It's a system problem. But once again, that's another video. So hook 'em horns, Texas fight. Longhorns fans, we've had an awesome season. Yeah, the BCS stuff it makes it not as good, but let's enjoy a great game, a great group of guys, two classy teams who really showed a lot of respect. If you watch some of the videos from after the game, those teams have nothing but respect for each other, and those are two great programs, two of the best programs in the nation, and they gave us a great game. So Texas, hook 'em horns, Texas fight, and we'll see you next season, and you better watch for these horns. This is a young team. We're pretty much getting everybody back. National title next year. Called it now.